Well, the world has always been a challenge to navigate, but perhaps it's the most challenging it's ever been today, especially for young people. So, where can teens go to find a safe place, maybe some advice, acceptance, and encouragement these days? Well, joining us from Lethbridge to shed some light on this is Jordan Schellenberg. He is the CEO of Youth One, located on 13th Street North in Lethbridge. Jordan, great to have you with us today. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's start out. Let's maybe tell us what Youth One is all about and how it got started.
Yeah, great question. So we've been around for almost 10 years now, locally founded right out of Lethbridge. And so almost 10 years ago, we really found that in many communities, there's a lack of youth-focused spaces where teens could come that was safe, that was inclusive, that really gave them opportunities that they maybe wouldn't have before. And in Lethbridge, it's not really a stat to be proud of, but we have one of the highest child poverty rates in Alberta. Latest research that came out is in Canada, almost one in every two young people grow up without a mentor or role model, positive role model in their lives. And then you add the increase in mental health issues stemming from trauma-related incidents. And we just really thought there was an opportunity there. And so that's why Youth One provides prevention-based out-of-school programs, meals, and support services for teens and families in our neighborhoods, and that's with no financial barrier.
Yeah, those stats are a little bit alarming. So was this kind of started more to be like an after-school program type of a thing?
For sure. Yeah. Originally, we started just for high school students between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m., which is typically a high crime rate. For young people, that would be a national stat. It's just unsupervised time and lack of spaces for youth to attend if they're not a part of any clubs or sports teams. And so that's really where it started. And then from there, based on feedback from families and youth, we grew and started offering more opportunities. So,
What's your background, Jordan? Did you kind of grow up like this? Were you a latchkey kid, or were you, kind of like a youth pastor? What motivated you personally to get involved in this?
yeah. So, I mean, growing up as a kid, I was a pastor's kid.
Okay.
My dad was a pastor. But as I got older, we actually grew up across the street from where Youth One was at the time. That seems like a long, long time ago. But my background, once I got older, was actually I had gone to school for policing. And in that education that I received, I really was drawn to prevention-based programs is rather than entering into a young person's life when they've broken the law or got in trouble in that form. I wanted to be the one helping with programs that would prevent that from happening and really kind of walk alongside youth. And so that's where my background was, and it led to us discovering this need and starting Youth One.
Oh, that's amazing. And it started when, about 9 or 10 years ago?
Yeah, in 2014. So come
Okay.
this October will be our 10th year.
Okay, and it's grown quite a bit since it was launched, hasn't it?
It has, yeah, yeah. We always joke around how we had our first day of opening, we had one youth show up, and we thought, okay, maybe there's not a need here, but yeah, now we see about this year we're on track to see over 700 registered youth for the school year, and we roughly see about 430 youth in attendance every week.
That's amazing. It all started with just one child.
That's right. I know. Play off the name, right?
That's amazing. Okay, now you do have a black tie gala coming up on March 16th. So maybe tell us about that. What's going to be happening at this event?
Yeah, so this is kind of like our annual marquee event, one of our main fundraisers. And so the one unique thing about Youth One is it's almost fully supported by the local community, which includes faith groups like churches and businesses and many individuals. And so the gala is that one place where we can really share with the larger community about what Youth One is and what we're all about, and just to raise money to continue to the work that we do in the community.
Okay, yeah, no, that's wonderful. Okay, so like we were saying before, it started with one child. It's grown into hundreds now, and you have all kinds of activities going on for the kids. So, what are some of the most popular for the kids to do?
Yeah, that's right. So we really enjoy playing. Like we take a lot of value in play, and then we all also offer support for the youth. But many of our activities when youth come in is things that they just like to do. And so we have a skateboard ramp in our facility where we can teach skateboarding and scootering and all those kind of things. We have a climbing wall. We have different media centers, access to computers. We do crafts every day, meals. We have board games, pool tables, ping. Like the list goes on. As we always look at what are just activities youth like to do, and we'll try our best to provide them. And it just really sets us up for youth to keep on coming back, and opportunities for our volunteers just to get involved in their lives and doing different activities with them. So.
And is it free for kids to join or to come and attend?
Yeah. So one big thing we always kind of put in our mission is that there's no financial barriers. So any youth that wishes to attend, as long as they're between the ages of 11 and 18, they're able to access all of our programs and services.
Okay, now that sounds great. What are, in your opinion, you work with the kids all the time, but what are some of the biggest issues that young people are dealing with today? Is it online bullying or peer pressure?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very tough world to grow up in. It's changed a lot, even from when I was growing up. Like I mentioned before, mental health issues that many times stem from trauma at younger ages, lack of resources for opportunities. I think lots of people are struggling financially right now. It can greatly affect the healthy development of a young person. And so our goal is just to come alongside youth, whatever stage of life they're at, love on them and offer what we can to help them really tap into their full God-given potential that we think they have.
Yeah. And I mean, so what do you find when you're mentoring these kids? What are the biggest things that they're kind of dealing with?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of those things. A lot of mental health struggles, and it could just be from like good stress, like I've been cramming for this test and I don't know how I'm going to do, and we work with them that to really like deep rooted issues where they need some assistance that's even larger than us, that we're able to connect them in the community and get them help. So it could be, I've just been kicked out of my house, I don't know what to do, and we're able to connect them. We don't offer housing, but we know people that do. And so we have those relationships already, and we're able to help guide them into those supports that they need.
Yeah, no, it's interesting that you mentioned that. I understand that sometimes you guys help youth find jobs or find housing or assist with their education. What does that look like? How do you do that?
Yeah, so one of our programs is called The Point, and they can access that throughout the day as long as they call ahead and make an appointment. But if it's anything that we can offer in-house, helping them find jobs, job-related skills like what should I do at an interview or where, and then those other things that needs a little bit more intervention. So we're not an intervention family center, youth and family center, but like I said, we have those relationships with other organizations in the community, like Woods Homes, Lethbridge Family Services, that if there's some professional help that's needed, we're able to direct them appropriately.
Wow. And then you also have a youth program, right? So can you maybe explain what this is?
Yeah. So it's our main fundraising program. And so all of our fundraising events raise money for this program. When we ask for funds throughout the year, our monthly supporters, it all goes towards this. It's called the Launch Forward program. Essentially, what we did was we evaluated what it actually was costing one youth to attend for a full year, and it was roughly $100 a month. So kind of like a gym membership. This includes full access to meals and snacks every day, access to professional trained staff. We have two sites now, so access to both sites and all the programs. And so what people can do is at these events, our fundraising events, or even if they want to sign up for monthly support, so we say for every $1,200, it's covering the equivalent cost of one youth to attend the full year of all these programs. And so every year it increases because we're growing, but this year we had to fulfill 430 individual youth sponsorships for the entire school year. So that's what we're raising money right now for.
That's incredible. Now, you mentor youth. So what does that look like? Is it one-on-one? Is it a bunch of kids just hanging out with somebody? How do you do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, absolutely. So a lot of group mentorship.
Hmm.
So with the amount of youth coming in, it's very difficult to always just be doing one-on-one.
Mm.
But
Okay.
as the relationship grows, those opportunities happen where we will take a youth out for coffee, or we'll go to the movies with them, or show up to a basketball game and cheer them on. Our desire is to see those relationships grow and that they have that healthy adult in their life that really actually does legitimately care about them. And that's where we see conversations beginning to happen, discussions about life in general, and where they're going, and just direction in life. And so we just want to walk alongside them. And so whether they just participate as a group, or they really connect with one of our volunteers and meet with them outside of our regular programs, we just want to see that relationship grow.
Yeah, I bet you must delve into those deep existential questions, right? Like, what's the purpose of life? Why am I here? That sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
definitely.
really do. And we just move at the pace of the relationship, right? So our offering is everyone is welcome here as long as you're the appropriate age. These spaces and these programs are for you. We're here for you if you need it. And our hope is that as the relationships grow, we're able just to help them navigate life. And that can be everything from practical support, like assistance and finding a job, to really those deep discussions about, even the purpose of life.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Now you were mentioning you work with kids 18 to, or sorry, 11 to 18 or 19, right? So is there a particular age group that comes out more to Youth One than others? Or does it really make a difference?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the program, right? So we have a lot of middle school youth that attend here. They just really love being wild and crazy and participating in all the games that we offer. And then once they get to high school, they kind of settle down a little bit, and that's where you start having those deeper conversations. But they like to just be a little bit more social and chat with each other, and uh, um, so I would say it's a mix for sure. But then we also have those high schoolers that they even start to say, "Yeah, I want to give back now," and so they start volunteering with the younger groups as well. So it's just a mix depending on the programs.
Yeah. Do you have any kids that stick with it through the 7 or 8 years that they're kind of going through those ages?
Yeah, we found that a lot of times, if the young person starts in grade 6, they will attend as long as they're in the neighborhood, and it's accessible to them, and their life situation doesn't change. That they will attend up until they graduate. So some really cool stories that stem out of that.
Oh, I bet. What kind of feedback do you get from the kids and from the parents?
Yeah, we get so much feedback in all different areas, from people in the community to parents. The unfortunate side is a lot of times youth, uh, once they graduate and age out, they kind of move on with their life, and so you do get really cool stories. We had last week one youth that was 25, and I had known them for about 12 years, and they came in, and I remember them, and they were a challenge for sure. But they reminded us, and they said, we wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for the services that were provided. And so when you hear about those kind of stories, you're reminded of the important work that we get to do. And so feedback like that is awesome. We get simple feedback. We do a biannual survey with the youth where we hear, hey, this program sucks. You need to change this, right? And so we're like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Like, why does it suck? And we're able to adapt and really figure out what youth and families are looking for and how we can assist them the best.
No, that's awesome. What does your adult to kid ratio look like there? How many kids you let in, for example, at one time?
Yeah, so 1 to 8. So for every 8 youth, we try to have one trained staff or volunteer on hand. Um, we think even 1 to 8 is tough to really connect with youth, especially when in a middle school program. Everyone's just there to play, and so we try our best to delve into those relationships a lot. But having that 1 to 8 ratio gives us the best chance to do that. Anything more than that is even better. So.
And then once again, Jordan, maybe just remind us really quickly about that black tie event coming up and how people can attend or buy tickets.
Sure, yeah. So the black tie event's coming up on March 16th at the Sandman Signature, and it's presented by TD. And it really is an event where we come together, very youth-led. We get youth involved in the event from setting up to actually being in the program. And we just come together. We have a live auction, really good food, and then we have a unique kind of crowdfunding experience with balloons. So if you don't like balloons, this may not be the place to show up, but we have 400 balloons representing the youth sponsorships that we talk about. So what people do is they pay for a balloon. Youth delivers the balloon to the table, and we try to get all the balloons on the perimeter to everyone's table. And by the end of the night, our hope and desire is that we sponsor 100 individual youth for the year, giving them full access to programs and services. So,
wow, amazing. Well, thanks so much for the work that you do and for being with us today, Jordan.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me again.
Great having you on. Jordan Schellenberg is the CEO of Youth One. I'm Jeanette Roche on behalf of all of us here at Bridge City News. Thanks so much for watching.